Happy Thursday, guys. Welcome to Hacking Self Storage. So today is a very, very different message, a different podcast, because I want to offer you to sell me your self-storage facility. Basically, obviously on Thursdays, we don't normally do an episode, so I thought I'd just plug it in here. We're looking to expand. As you guys know, we're looking to expand in any way, shape, or form we can do. Now, I would love to open new facilities. But obviously, it takes time, it takes effort to find the right locations. We've got two ongoing at the minute. We've got one in Boston that's guaranteed, and then we've got two other ones that we're just doing a little dance with the agents and stuff. See if we can have a building for self-storage and what price per square foot. Both brilliant locations. But the only problem is, I'll be honest with you guys, self-storage is a very, very boring industry. In terms of, I don't mean the people are boring, I just mean it just takes time. You can put the principles in place and it just takes time. For example, Clough Road, we've got everything correct. We've got the advertising, we've got the marketing, we've got the location, we've got the PPC, we've got the SEO, we've got the sales process. Everything is in place. Everything is situ. And the only thing we need to make now to make it, the only ingredient we need to really make it sprout wings and fly is time. But unfortunately, all we've got to do now is sit tight and wait for it. We've done everything else, and it is just literally time. Time is like the water on a plant. Everything else is in situ. The compost is there, the soil's there, it's moist, it's in the correct location, the sun's there, etc. And time is the water. When we put the water on, it will grow over time. It may take a year, it may take 2 years. But unfortunately, for me, I just find that not boring, but as soon as we set it up, there's not a lot else I can do now. There's not a lot else I can do with that facility to make it pop, to make it grow faster. All we can do is allow time to water it and for it to grow, and just keep an eye on it and giving tweaks here and there. That is it, just tweaking it, allowing the baby to grow to a big, strong superhero, super self-storage. And we've got a number of these in the pipeline, which is fantastic. But again, all we need with a new self-storage, because we've got all the infrastructure, we've got all the strategy, we've got all the systems in place. All we need is time for them once again. So what I want to do now is I want to start acquiring self-storage facilities. We've got the backing, we've got the financial ability to acquire self-storage facilities. So this is a shout out to anybody who is thinking about selling their self-storage facility. I would love to have a chat and just see if a deal can be made between us. I'm super excited because for me, I would like the opportunity to buy an existing self-storage facility, rebrand it, etc. I feel like that'd be quite exciting, and put our mark on it, see what we can do differently, and see if we can add any value. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. But you know what? It'd be interesting to see, and it'd be exciting. It'd be exciting for me. So this is something that I want to do. I earmarked it for 2023 to start doing this, but I thought, why not start now? Why not start now? We've got the ability, we've got the infrastructure, we've got the staff in place, we've got everything in place to do this. So if anybody wants to sell their self-storage facility or is thinking about selling their self-storage facility, just send us an email at deanbooty, B-O-O-T-Y, at icloud.com and ask you, I've got like a series of questions. Let me know the answer to the questions, and then we will see where we go from there. I just think it's an exciting time to be in self-storage. Some people want out, a lot of people want in at the minute as well. So I also know that the big boys obviously are clambering over the very, very good sites. There seems to be an area, a Goldilocks area, which is perfect for me, because the big site, the big boys, they add Show Guards, the Safe Stores, the Big Yellows, etc. Storage King, they want a certain criteria, and it tends to be quite a big location. The great thing for us is that we don't need a big location. In fact, I probably don't want to buy a 500 unit self-storage facility. I'm happy a 200, 300, 100, whatever it may be. I'm happy with them smaller size units, and there's not a lot of buyers for them size units. And so therefore, I feel like that for me, it's probably the best I can do is to go and try to acquire one of those locations. So if you're interested, email me, deanbooty@icloud.com. Love to have a look, and then we'll go from there. Obviously, it goes without saying, so many people, do you know what, this is funny, because so many people, when they talk to me, they say, look, this is off the record, please don't say anything. And if I ever went against somebody and said, hey, listen, I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm going to say it on the podcast, then my name will be muck in the industry. So please, please, please don't worry that it will be completely confidential. I will sign an NDA, isn't it, or whatever it is, and I will literally keep it to myself. Nobody else will know, not even my team. It is just me to have a look at. That is it, and it'll be kept 100% confidential. Like I said, there's so many people who I talk to, and they say, "Oh, by the way, you can't say this in the podcast." I'm like, listen, I get to find out so much stuff from big companies, little companies, and I would never, ever disclose anything that I'm not allowed to. Somebody tells me something, then I am like a lockbox. You'll have to get me very drunk. Even if you get me drunk, you can never find out because otherwise, I think your word is your bond, and trust is all we've got. So, so it goes without saying that it's 100% confidentiality, and even if we speak on the phone, I can ring you at certain times. Obviously, when people can't hear your staff or whatever, and it would never ever get mentioned on this podcast until the deal is done. And obviously until if the staff, we speak to the staff and handle, I don't know, whatever, but you get the point that it's completely confidentiality. And yeah, that's how we roll. Okay, so that is the podcast today, and tomorrow we'll be back rocking and rolling with a normal podcast. All right, guys, girls, love you, appreciate you, and I'll see you soon.